Hey everyone, Matt here with the Relief Valve podcast, and back on TikTok now against my better judgment. I told myself I wasn't going back after this left-wing communist shithole kicked off my page for telling the truth. I said I wasn't going to go back, and I guess never say never about things like this. There are some benefits that come to being able to use this, being able to take clips, use it in CapCut and in cross editing abilities that happen here. So for however long this lasts, if TikTok gets removed in January, as the courts are saying, that's fine with me. TikTok's a shithole anyway, but if I can anti-free speech shithole. But if I can reach some people before all that comes to an end, that's great too. So this is being posted up on multiple sources. I'm on the shows on YouTube, on Rumble, on audio, and now back on TikTok here. And I just wanted to do a post and a catch up about everything that's going on. More specifically, the United Healthcare assassin was caught. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And, I work for a major shipping company. This is our busiest time of the year, and I haven't been able to do the long form portion of the show as much as I'd like to on my regular schedule. Usually on Sundays, we have the shitbag roundup, and I tell you about all the shitbags, which are mostly the radical left and Democrats. And I haven't been able to do that. So these short form videos will be what free time I have, either beginning of work or getting home from work, as I am now. Will be my best opportunities to do some updates for everybody that follows the page. So you're not wondering, this guy just drop off the face of the fucking planet? What's going on? So I'm gonna put this all in with CapCut and remember how to do all this shit. And I'm gonna put in some stuff about they caught the guy. They caught Luigi. And I want to talk a little bit about the reactions that's coming from everywhere about this. All right.
Exclusive, the suspect in custody in connection. Brian Thompson, the slang pictured inside of his holding cell. That is Luigi Mangione, the 26-year-old there, believed to be connected. They're still awaiting those DNA, though, to come back to officially. He's being held there on those gun charges. Like you heard from authorities in this press conference from earlier today in New York City, they did recover a gun on his person, also a suppressor believed to be. Are you open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find, reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it, release your inhibition.
Okay, so you saw some video there. You saw the news talking about capturing the kid, the 26-year-old, and they currently have him in custody, and he's going to be arraigned very soon, probably as soon as tomorrow, and we're going to get to see and hear some more on this. And some of the other videos I kind of put in there are people, and I'm hearing from both sides, celebrating what has happened, the assassination of the United Health CEO. And here's the problem with this and why it's a little bit of a double-edged sword. I'm not gonna shed any tears over an elitist shitbag that went away, but also I don't think this is something that really works for everybody in problem solving. Think of all these, everyone's talking about, and I get the sentiment that, these are scumbags that like to deny people and delay, as you saw on the bullets, deny, delay, and all that, and he wrote that as some of the practices that these places use in order to make you wait for your claim or put you through a difficult circumstance while you're waiting for your claim to go through. And all of these large things that have been set up as just ways to take advantage of the people of the United States or people in various countries where, and say what you will about each one. There's the healthcare system, right? Then there's the car insurance system or the homeowners insurance system. All of those are systems that are set up to make money off of the taxpayer while paying out as little as absolutely possible, should you run into a situation, right? All of these things are a business. They've been set up as these necessities that we have to have, or it's illegal if you don't have it. But you end up really not using them, really, because it ends up being penalties if you do use them. So, or your rates get jacked up because you're a problematic policy holder or whatever it is, right? So the whole thing is meant to benefit them. So I can understand the sentiment of sending a message the way that this was sent to these CEOs and these organizations about the way that you treat people. The problem is with things like this is a double-edged sword where you don't really accomplish what you wanted to accomplish. First off, think of all of these organizations and stuff like that as a multi-headed hydra. So this kid ended up taking off one of the heads of the hydra, but 5 more heads are going to grow to take its place. And maybe you've got them looking over their shoulders. Maybe you've got them thinking a little differently about how they handle things. You're not going to put a stop to their practices. This is a global thing that it makes too much money. This is a longer fight within the legal bounds that needs to be done in order to change how these things go, right? The DMV, total ripoff. Health insurance, total ripoff. Car insurance, total ripoff, right? They're all meant to benefit these companies, but turning into vigilantes that everyone's celebrating about, as you saw in these videos that I just showed you, it's not accomplishing the same thing that they think that it is. You know, these people make enough money that they're going to be able to hire their own private security now. Now that they're going to be looking over their shoulders, they're going to be concerned about this. This could happen to me. It could happen to this guy over here at whatever healthcare. They're just going to hire private security and make sure they're all armed and make sure they're protected at all times, that you're not necessarily safe to walk down the street to your convention and do your thing because you have no idea if you're going to run into a vigilante. So, you know, everyone gets away with that one thing first, right? The very first ever bank robbery, the very first ever train robbery, right? Because no one was prepared for it. They didn't rob a train. What the hell are you talking about? A bunch of guys ride up on horses, they jump on the thing, and they rob the train. And after that, everyone starts taking precautions about making sure that this doesn't happen again. And then it becomes harder and harder to do it. And then you're not making the same impact anymore. Now you're people who are sacrificing your lives needlessly, and really, in my opinion, this kid probably did the same thing, whatever his motives were. He's going to spend the rest of his life in prison for the assassination attempt. There's going to be no way. They found the backpack, they found the manifesto, all this stuff. He's not getting out of it. Now the question is, are 1 million more vigilantes? Are all of you that are celebrating this? Do you have the guts to step up and do the exact same thing and realize that the trade-off is going to be throwing your life away? You're done. Do you feel strongly enough about your message and your action that you're willing to do something like that too? And for the most part, this guy seems like a left-wing nut job, right? He was an Ivy League, very expensive school. So it sounds like kind of an elitist shitbag to me, that his parents could afford $40,000 a year school. And then on top of that, he was a, climate activist going on about all that crap, Green New Scam. And he sounds like one of those elitists. Maybe he was dipping a little bit from the right side pool. Maybe he was dipping a little bit from the left side pool is what they're saying. But an unhinged leftist person that was willing to take an action like this. Really, anyone's pretty unhinged if you're willing to take this ultimate step and take this type of action. But are you all willing to do the same? It can be fun to root for that Batman type figure. He went out there and he got him and whatever. But tomorrow things are going to change. All of these people are going to strap up. They're all going to get personal security, and they're all going to be careful of how they travel and what they do. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to change the way they do business and change the way they either approve or deny your particular situation when you go to the hospital. In fact, it can change in ways that none of us can possibly predict. So celebrating stuff like that. Am I going to shed any tears for the guy, as I said earlier? No, I'm not. But taking actions like this is a double-edged sword. It'll hurt the other side, and it's going to hurt you too. And there are better ways to handle fixing all of this. And there needs to be a fix about how people get all this and how people deal with all this. And that needs to be the way that's taken before you turn into you turn into a personal hitman. And then depends on what you're willing to lose. Are you willing to throw your life away and take an action like this? And then I guess we're all going to find out how much this affected the way these large health insurance companies approach all of their customers. Are we going to see some changes? Are they going to look over their shoulder a little bit more? Are they going to say, maybe we shouldn't fuck people over more? Or are they going to go, business as usual, and I'm just getting security, man? That's it. So the both sides celebrating and dancing in the street for all this. Nothing in life ends up acting the way you think it's going to. You've got a fantasy in your head of how everything's going to break down after you take this crazy action and this crazy thing, and then reality comes to take its place with you, and you find it was never what you thought it was going to be. So I don't necessarily think it's going to be the way everyone thinks so too. They with this one action, they've gotten all healthcare industries across the board to all bow down and make sure they treat the people of this country a little fair. I don't see it happen. There's way too much money in this industry for them to stop now. And are you gonna vigilante all of them? Every single one of them from the top down? A CEO goes, and the second in line takes their place, or the board votes in somebody else to take their place, and everything continues on as it was before. So again, multi-headed hydra. Cutting off one head doesn't mean that you just took out the body. There's a lot more work that needs to be done, and you've got to do it at the legal level, not turning into the hitman. So not necessarily sure that I see it as the win that everybody else does. And of course I don't agree with sending out a whole bunch of assassins and using that as a way to take care of all of your problems. Mob mentality and banana republics type stuff, maybe that'll work there, but here in the United States, it's a whole different animal. So that's the update I've got for today. I wanted to get it on TikTok. I wanted to get it on Rumble and YouTube as well. It's a Relief Valve podcast on YouTube, the Relief Valve podcast here on TikTok, and Matt Ventilator, all one word, on Rumble. So we'll see how long the show stays on TikTok. I don't know how long it's going to be. I'm not going to hold my breath over it, but I'll try it as much as I can. We had about at or over 1,000 followers when I was on TikTok the first time. Let's see if we can get anywhere near that and get those people over to safer free speech platforms when we get there. All right, thanks everyone, and I'll talk to you again real soon.